little more frequent these days, and I think it's important because we are also facing changes all around us. And in times of changes, what we or need to know, need to have two things that we need to have. One is information, and lack of information is dangerous during times of change because people come to their own conclusions about what's happening, and that becomes the truth, and that is not that truth is always not true. So you need to hear from me. You need to hear from people who hold that information, the senior leadership and so on. So that's why we need to have this uh, maybe as frequently as required, but definitely after this we hope to have something in the first week of May. I mean, sorry, first week of March. Uh, what? Okay, I'm disoriented. I've been 3 nights on a train, and the motion has been like this, right? Going on like this for the. So I'm still doing that, and my brain is also going. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is first week of April. Okay, so guys, when I say some, you think it's halfway close to a joke, please laugh. Because what I didn't hear that. You did, okay. Laugh out loud. LOL. Yeah. Uh, okay, so last night we were at a party of IKEA celebrating their 15 years of work in India, and they have reached out to, in this 15 years, more than 100 million children, or they say making 100 million smiles or something like that. But that's a technology what we would like to learn. How do we reach 100 million children? We have just reached last year less than 500,000, and we are working only for children and with children and so on. How does UNICEF, for instance, reach so much more with much less? Uh, you may know the truth, sir. Millions. This far. Okay. So we were all, we had a good time. We had a good time, and they acknowledged us. They acknowledged Save the Children and UNICEF very specially about their relation. And yesterday also they announced an India package of 25 million euros. And the current exchange rate, that's about close to 100 crores, I think.
Just for this year.
And this year, and we should be, we should try and position ourselves to get some of that money. One thing that I was very happy hearing was that Ray, last week UNICEF. I spent some time with the UNICEF guy, which is David, as well as Louis Georges, and David, who is the deputy chief or deputy country rep of UNICEF, was saying he was there in Jammu and Kashmir last week.
Yes.
And he had flowing all praise, appreciation of our work and of our people specifically, and really commented that how, in spite of all the difficulties that they are facing in government and so on and so forth, our guys are doing a great job. We always knew that we have great bunch of guys there, as everywhere else. But Sharif's team is doing a great job at this point of time. I mean, it always, sometimes I keep saying this. We guys criticize ourselves so much that everything that we seem to be doing is terrible. And then sometimes somebody from outside comes and says, VCG says, you guys have done a marvelous job in the last 8 years. Somebody from UNICEF comes and says, I spent 2 days with you guys. They are a great bunch of guys. Yeah. So please appreciate, what they say as the profit within has no value.
Among the 8 organizations UNICEF supported in Kashmir,
Yeah.
Save the Children implemented the highest.
Yes.
Financial.
Yes, we know that. Yeah. Yeah. So and what he was then saying was that we need to set up a meeting with Louis Georges next week and week after next. What he was saying was, we want to replicate this model But before that, let's strengthen Jammu and Kashmir. You know what we have done, and God forbid something else were to happen again this week. How ready are we, and how we could move in, how we could mobilize funds. We are not there, but you will be there as our number one NGO in Jammu and Kashmir, working with UNICEF. We will make our tents and stuff like that available to you, money available to you. Let's have that model. And then I said we should do this in other places, and they agreed. So we're going to have a chat about it as soon as possible. And it's good. It's always good to hear good things about us coming from outside, and that too organizations like UNICEF. So that was great. You know, the other thing that I'm not saying all these things in any particular order, but I need to take what I'm going to say next as extremely important. Okay. Do you know what my most significant goal this year? And I wanted to. I'm going to ask first, and then I'm going to ask, like a mantra. I wanted to say it after me. Do you know SMD? Shut up. Everybody else. What is this organization's and my most significant goal this year? Anybody?
Integration.
How do? No, you can't say it. You know it. People who don't know it must say it. How is that possible? Okay, Dave, go ahead.
Breaking down the silos.
Exactly. So you are going to repeat after me. I am going to break the silos. I am going to kill the silo culture in this organization. Break the silos. Break the silos. And break the silos. And if somebody has a silo and still stuck in a silo, what do we do with him or her? Break them. Exactly. Okay. Kill them. Somebody said kill them. We will just throw them out of the window. If somebody is going to have a, that is my most significant goal for this year, and then of course continuing. So what we are doing some systemic changes, starting with, and everything should start with me. I should break the silo first. Physically, I'm breaking the silo by getting into a new office and going to have an open office. I will not be in a corner cut off from everybody else. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to sit with you. Yeah? Is that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Yeah? So that is one. Far away from me. So that's one physical thing. I mean, as I said, it has to start with me. All right. And the second thing we are doing is that at the SMT level, at which I hope will percolate down, the major systemic change we are going to do is goal setting. And, goal setting, if it is my own goal, it is Rajesh's own goal, your own goal, we will just hold on to it and try and make that happen. So your own functional goals is only going to be 50% of the goals. The other 50% weightage is for mutual interdependent functional goals, and the other 25% of the 50 is going to be organizational goals. And the top organizational goal is break the silos. You start with that. And then I will say that, the board has said that we have agreed that a certain surplus we would generate this year, and that would be the new word. The new word. That money, that surplus would be inviolate. If you don't know that word, it's a new word for you. Inviolate. What does that mean?
What's the word?
Inviolate.
Cannot be violated.
Exactly. Cannot be violated. Then that's an organizational goal, right? So, for instance, if If RM does not bring the vacant home, which you're supposed to do it, it's reduced. Then what do we do? How will we maintain the same surplus? Huh?
Cost cutting.
Reduce cost, right? How do we reduce cost? One is moving into a new office, which you're already doing. What are the other ways of reducing cost? Sorry?
Less travel.
Less travel, yes.
Video conferencing.
Video conferencing. All ways of, if the money doesn't come, there is always a chance of money is reduced. Then we have to cut costs and other ways of doing so. That is, I'm just saying one way of invalid. And can that be done only by RM? Whole organization has to do. So there has to be organizational goal around it. Breaking silos is the other thing. And there are 3 or 4 other things that we've agreed. And then what will happen? If Sudeep setting his program goals, 50% functional goals approved, good. The organizational goals, fine, approved. The rest 25% is what? Mutual agreement. So Sudeep will go and sit with Dipali Nath, and Sudeep will ask Dipali, what are your expectations of the program team? 4 or 5 goals come. And then Sudeep says, I promise to deliver on that. And Sudeep will ask,
Sonali.
yeah, Dipali will ask Sudeep, what are your expectation of the KMT? 4, 5, 6, 10 goals. And then Dipali will say, I promise to deliver on that. Similarly, Sudeep will sit with Sonali and Mutual and with Vivian and with me for the rest of the organizational goals, because we don't have the head of RM and head of yeah. So you see how it works. So each one will have his goal, organizational goal, and the mutual goals. So that is another clear way of breaking the silos. So one message, if you forget everything else for this year, and when you get out of this room, how am I going to break the silos? Yesterday I went to the lunch room, finance team nicely sitting together, chapatis and everything else. Happily. And then HR team, all of them, HR and administration, happily sitting together. And then RM and KM, etc. were little divided. Okay. You go there. I would like to. Can we break those silos? When you have lunch, at least have lunch with somebody whom you don't like. That is the first way of breaking silos. Okay? It's possible. I think I'm going to see what.
But the lunch timings have to match. So Nani comes at 3 o'clock.
No, but at least when you sit together, please. Finance is the one which I without fail, I see them all together. They must be the best coordinated team. Otherwise, how can they always sit together and have lunch?
Also have a day-wise roster of what treat who will break.
Which is also good. Yeah. Okay, so guys, break the silos, right? Okay, moving on to quickly. I want to do this fast today. Office move. Thanks for all the wonderful suggestions that are still in your head. Yeah. And also, where is Arun? He is going to get a special prize. He is the only one from North Delhi all the way went to Gurgaon to see the office, and but his ideas are also still in his head. But he would give it to me. I'm sure, I'm certain. So he's going to get us only one to get that very special prize, which we will announce what it's going to be in value and otherwise. But I would encourage each one of you to go to the office, and we call it ownyourspace.com, because it is your space. We want you to design it. We want you to give us recommendations. We want you to give us suggestions, etc., etc., etc. but we are also in a hurry. Another good news, which I don't know if it's been widely heard or exchanged, I've written to several corporates and our board members, etc., to reduce the cost. Why don't you pitch in and support us? IKEA has come forward, and they are definite to give us some furniture, if not all the furniture. And wherever IKEA has furnished our offices, they have won awards, including our London office, which I think I've shared with you before. And I want our office to be like that. You know, yesterday I met with somebody called George Verghese of Development Alternatives. How many of you know that organization? I think it's a great organization. Yeah. They have a wonderful office, I'm told, and all made in very ethnic Indian style. So I'm asking you, sir, to make sure, and where is you, sir, to have a look at that place. Yeah, because the flooring is of mud. Would you like to have something like that? I would like you to have a look at that. Okay. So IKEA is helping us. So we will again reduce cost, and again IKEA furniture across the world is definitely the best and durable. So we'll have some help there, and we are still looking at. Well, there's no other option but to look at middle of May, because end of May we need to move out of this place, right? What's the last date?
31st of May.
First of
31st of May.
31st of May. So otherwise we will be all sitting around our office, Fortis Hospital, Huda, Starbucks, everything is there nearby. We'll all be sitting in these places, and we'll ask Harpal to give us a couple of rooms in Fortis Hospital to work out of. There's a spa, yeah. So, yeah, maybe you can give us some spas. Sir. he owns a few spas, or his wife does that in Gurgaon. So again, the fringe benefits of coming to Gurgaon: spa treatment at 50% discount. Okay, good. I talked about open space. Well, I've been talking about it, but I've not really been hearing, wow, what a wonderful idea. Why is that so? You like to be in your prison cells? Or you want to come out and breathe fresh air and all that?
Can I have a question?
Yeah.
I think it's not convenient for anybody, maybe we can just organize a car or some form of transport, maybe in working hours. The people just go and see and come back.
Ashutosh,
People are not familiar with
Vivian.
Gurgaon. It's not easy for everybody to just go on their own.
Vivian, do it.
Yeah.
Do it tomorrow.
Let us have the names first.
Decided, yeah.
Let us have the names and the timings.
By the end of today, if you give your names and where to be picked up from, obviously it has to be, you can't go to everybody's home. And when would be a good day? And I don't want, our. Not on it? Okay, let's have it on a Sunday. She says Saturday is not possible. So Saturday? Sunday? Huh?
Weekends.
Sorry?
I said not on weekends. Maybe within the weekdays.
No, I am definitely not for a weekday, because we don't want to have a half a day off. Or I will definitely like it to be on a weekend. Bring your family also, if that's a problem. Have a picnic in Gurgaon. We'll organize food for you. And Smita is nodding her head vigorously. She will do it. Okay, so want to fix a date? Fix a day right now? Can I have a champion? Who suggested that? Sonali. Sonali is championing it. And she will organize it. Again, I said my. By the way, I said.
Sudeep is partnering with IKEA. Sudeep should be part of it. And his inputs are really important.
So you can take Sudeep also.
No
problem. But you are championing. Don't take. One thing I would like to tell you is that please don't take my word as the last word on all these things. If it's more convenient for you to arrange on a on an afternoon or on a morning, go to a couple of hours, do that. I only thought from, because we are so pressed and stressed for time these days at work. Sometimes taking that half day off would be difficult. That's why I suggested Saturday. I'll give you another example. As I said this week, Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night, I spent on trains in UP and coming back here. And then I had this entire team of UP, not entire team, the SPM and others. They were also coming to Delhi the next day. So I was on train that, and they were on another train. So I said, guys, use common sense. What is that? Intelligent discernment. Is that what we said? Intelligent discretion. Intelligent discretion of all these things. I may have said, I may be going by train. I may have said that it is better for the short distances we use train. But guys, use your head sometimes. That's a common sense. These guys were with me in Gonda, and they were coming to Lucknow. They've been away for 3 days, and then they, in the next 1.5 hours after reaching their home, they had to catch another train to come to. I said, in such situations, why can't you go by flight next day? And I think one person took it literally and went home, and the other people all came by train. Okay, what I'm suggesting, but then that flight, I understood that that was not convenient to have their meeting was supposed to start in the morning, but it was that flight was not convenient for whatever reason. Again, use your common sense, because and again I've been quoted saying that Thomas told us to do this. So I think you should use common sense. Please don't come back to me or ask me. We need an exception to take a flight. Please, that should be a deal, a contract with your line manager. Okay, and use common sense in all these things, because that should guide us. Otherwise, our business will get stuck. We cannot get our business stuck for sometimes for reasons. My wife says it. Who are you trying to prove what? Only wives can say that, right? These are not really written down, cast in stone. Use your mind to do that. But I will always recommend. It's a fantastic mode of transport. These things called the trains, when you can do it. Yeah. Again, saving money. Okay. Fantastic visit to Gonda and Varanasi. You got some great work. I posted a picture on Facebook. Many people have liked it. Those of you who haven't, go there, look at the site, and like it. Right? It was a story. I mean, I wouldn't say anything more other than that. So we went to this district maternity ward of Gonda. Gonda has a population of 3.5 million, and this hospital has about 30 to 35 deliveries a day. The one labor room and 6 beds in that. And so there was this baby who was born. I was in the labor room, and the baby was not breathing actually. So we have supplied this stuff called radiant warmers as a part of our CS28 programs. And the baby was brought in, put under the radiant warmer. Radiant warmer is set, to avoid the thermal shock, because in India, I don't know whether your babies or you yourself were given a nice scrub and a wash when you came out of your mother's womb, or it's a wrong thing to do. You can't give the cold water or whatever, and this is a common practice across. The babies have to have the temperature of what? Roxa? What temperature should babies be kept in the radiant warmer? 38 degrees or so. That's also. So that temperature is maintained. And they have this thing called ampu bag. Have you seen an ampu bag? It's something that you put into the tube that is put into the baby's mouth when they are not breathing. And so they just this bag, and they keep pressing it. And if the airway is blocked, it opens it up. And there is also, and that equipment costs about 2,000 or 2,500 or maximum 4,000, the best. And there is something called a mucus extractor, and which is also, which costs, I'm told, only 10 rupees or 20 rupees. You put into the mouth of the baby, and there is a mucus, it is sucked out. And this baby was crying out loud. It is really like LOL, but here is COL. And that is the greatest joy when you hear a baby cry. So she was resuscitated right there. That, as I wrote on my post, is that is a happy story. What is the unhappy truth in all that? 3.5 million, 35 lakhs people have only 2 gynecologists across the district. Can you believe that? Can you ever think of that? Isn't that terrible? And by the way, UP is looking better. The railway station is I thought it was cleaner than Delhi station, the Gonda station. A lot of infrastructure, etc., is coming up. That's the economy part. But this district has one of the worst, the highest, one of the highest burdens of neonatal mortality, which is everybody should know in this organization, because we are trying to bring it down by 2030 to single digits. Today, India's neonatal mortality. Neonatal is what? Not doctors, others. Not health workers, others. What is neonatal period?
28 days of birth. Exactly.
Okay, first 28 days of birth. India loses today, and good improvement in 2010-11 of SRS data, 11-12, back-to-back 6% drop, and it is at 29. Oh, sorry, 29, 28. Okay, you know what is Gonda's? That is, if there are 1,000 live births in the first 28 days, you lose 28 of them. Gonda loses 51 babies in that neonatal period. Okay, that is the sad truth of this country, and we are working there, and we should be in the most marginalized areas of this country, be it UP, be it Bihar, be it wherever. And I would encourage each one of you, don't say that you're HR and finance and you cannot go to these places. We should, whatever we do, we should do it from here. I am a changed man after joining Save the Children, because I see it myself. When you go there, your heart somehow gets touched, and you don't want to leave Save the Children, because we are doing a great job, guys. At the end of the day, we are doing a phenomenal job. I had tears in my eyes when this one started yelping and crying, almost like laughter. I think we should be close to that. We should be close to our field. So that was the visit to Gonda, and that was as fresh as day before. Yesterday I came back. Great announcement. I don't know how many of you know. Reckitt Benckiser. Reckitt Benckiser is giving us £5 million, which was announced and confirmed day before yesterday. That project is going to be launched. It's a global project called Stop Diarrhea. It's going to be launched from India by the global CEO, who is an Indian, Rakesh Kapoor. Our Save the Children UK CEO is coming, Justin, and Nitish, another Kapoor, who is the CEO of, it's not a family business, by the way, Reckitt Benckiser, India CEO, Nitish Kapoor, will be there on the 25th. There will be an announcement, and it's wonderful. 5 million today's exchange rates. It's more than 30 crores. It's brilliant. We are getting large grants, and that is because people come back to us. It's not that Reckitt Benckiser is new. Why do people come back to us? Because, very simple, because of the good work. Again, don't criticize yourself too much. Don't beat ourselves up and saying that we are so terrible. We are doing something good. That's why people keep coming back to us. Yes, there are gaps. There will always be gaps. There are no. I don't think there is any perfect delivery in such complex programs. So that is one wonderful news I thought I would share with all of you. Another project which just we thought was kind of slipped through, because we took a stand and we said that, look, you may be the largest mobile phone company in India or in the world, but we do have certain standards. When they came and asked us, when they said that you should, sign on the dotted line, agreeing to everything that they were saying, and we stood and said, this is not acceptable to us. This is not acceptable to us. This is not acceptable to us, we said. And Vodafone came and said, we deal with so many NGOs. This is a standard clause. And we said that this is very unstandard for us and we cannot do it. Vodafone has got a name, so is Save the Children. We work in 120 countries and our name is as important as your name. So we cannot enter into such restrictive clauses. And they said, we had a night call around 8 p.m. or something, because somebody was joining us from New York, and the lawyer came and said, well, then that's it. We cannot work with you. We said, very unfortunate, but we are not going to change it for you. And so we thought it's gone. After 3 days, we got a call back from them. And there is a bit of a glimmer of a light at the end of the tunnel. It looks like they still want to work with us. And they are ready to drop some of those clauses. Some of those clauses they make it mutual, because all those clauses were only for us. We should indemnify them without any cap on it to all kinds of amounts it could be, and we should indemnify, and they wouldn't indemnify us. All that has changed. So this, you need to know that we as an organization will definitely, you should take pride from the fact that because there is 5 crores at the end of that proposal or project, when it is awarded to us, we are not going to change our basic stances on us, and we all should be standing together on such issues. Good. I think I have covered most of that I wanted to say. Oh, Urban PLG meeting. How could I forget that? Was it last week? Almost sounds like some eons ago. Last week we had the global leaders of Save the Children, many country directors, the global program director, my counterpart Carolyn Miles from US, because we co-host Save the Children US and Save the Children India, co-host this initiative or co-lead this initiative called Urban Program, right? Or what is it called? Urban Initiative. And I don't know how many of you know that the global urbanization at the moment is 54%. What is the India urbanization number? How many people live in the urban and how many in the rural? Sorry?
70%.
Exactly. 70% lives in rural. But that is rapidly.
37%.
Okay.
The latest census is 37%.
37%. Okay. So it could be, you're saying that it is 63 and 37.
Yeah, so and we are in 2015, so half the census period is almost gone. So
Okay. No, but the number projections that I saw is that about today about 332 million people live in urban areas, and that is going to change by 2030 to about 600 million. And 600 billion out of the current 1.2 billion population is 50%, but the population also would have moved forward. But it is projected that it will be around roughly around 40% in 2030, and in the 2040s we will also be 50%. And the rapid urbanization is happening, and Delhi is one city where a lot of people are kind of moving into. I was sitting on a committee of the ex-chief minister of the Plan 2020 for Delhi. So everybody was talking about infrastructure, the water, the transport, the pollution, the environment, how business friendly it would be in that meeting of town planning. So I was the only NGO represented in that group, and I said, how many children will be migrating into Delhi, and what will be the population of the urban population in the next 15 years? What are we going to do for these poor children? And very facetiously, the chief minister turned to me and said, send them to other states. Why are they coming to Delhi? Okay, so that is not possible, right? Delhi will have people. And the urban poverty is much worse than the rural poverty. You know, if I talked about Gonda, the actual indicators for the urban poor will be much bigger. So we need to do something about it. That's why this was formed and so on. So it was good, very well appreciated. I would like to congratulate our teams. DSPO did a great job in taking these groups are around 75 people. They were divided into 8 groups. 7 groups. 7 groups, and each one of them, that group was taken, led by the DSPO team members to 7 different projects. Fantastic appreciation. Fantastic appreciation. And so DSPO did a great job. And our friend here, what did you do, sir? Could you say? He stayed in the 5-star hotel for 4 days. Where Lalit's
6 nights.
6 nights. He put on some weight. Yeah, 6 nights. So he's come back. But his work was extremely appreciated. Very quietly behind the back, you know, what all things could go wrong when you have 75 people, each one has demands, etc. All wonderfully looked after by the admin team. And so thank you very much. And of course, all this was supported and led by Dipali here. And a round of applause to all of them. Delhi team, Dipali, admin team. So again, we have written the letter. Caroline and I have addressed the whole world of Save the Children by writing a letter. And if you have not read it tonight, sleep inducer, please read it. Okay, so with that I close over to Shweta and Smita for the EGI Award. Yeah? And I need to answer your questions. Maybe we'll finish the award and then come back for questions. Yeah.
Okay, I'll announce the next EGI on behalf of Yashwant, who unfortunately
He's
isn't
not.
joining.
He's not done.
So, the EGI for January 2015 goes to Abhijit. And
Did I tell you? Did Smita tell you this?
No.
No? Surprise.
sitting in a very strategic place also.
Yeah, I know because you're sitting next to her, so.
Okay, so I'll read out the citation which Ashwant has sent. I am recommending Abhijit Nirmal, Project Manager for next EGI Award. अभिजीत जी ने बिहार की महाप्रलयकारी आपात कोसी बाढ़ 2008 में सरकार द्वारा चलाए जा रहे कैंप में बच्चों के अधिकार एवं सुरक्षा के लिए अच्छा कार्य किया, खास करके बाल व्यापार को लेकर। कोसी बाढ़ 2008 के समय बाल सुरक्षा से संबंधित सभी प्रकार के छोटे से छोटे जरूरत का आकलन अच्छी तरह से किया। बच्चों के अधिकार एवं सुरक्षा की जानकारी बहुत अच्छी तरह से देते हैं, जिससे श्रोता के अंदर बाल अधिकार एवं बाल सुरक्षा को लेकर अच्छी समझ बन सके। Great work, Abhijit, and I am delighted to award the EGI for the month of January 2015 to you.
Good. You want to say something? It's my team that did it.
No, obviously, Kosi flood was one of the emergency where a great teamwork. In fact, Sebusinan always believe in teamwork. और जहाँ भी हम लोग करते हैं अच्छा काम करते हैं. But this is like after 6 years, still people are remembering my work. That's a great appreciation for me. Thank you.
Good. All right. So 2012 is done. Okay. Sorry, 2014 is done. Okay. So what we'll do is that that board that is outside with all that pictures, we will pick that up and we will keep it here, and the new board will come for this year, and in February, March. Okay. So congratulations, Abhijit, and great job, and continuing to do a great job. That is It's not that 6 years back you did a great job and now you can't. So continue to do a great job. That's wonderful. I would like to recognize somebody who is visiting us today. She has to give her name, and we have to really welcome her. And no, I don't want to scare her. Maybe her.
No, we've been scared. We are not scared.
She's not scared. Okay. So somebody has to give her name, and we would like to welcome her.
I'll tell you. She's Stuti.
Stuti or Shruti?
Stuti,
Stuti.
which means prayer, and she's actually she's in class 1 and she has a breaks now. So she's the third visit to say
Okay.
And actually her mother told us actually there's nobody at home today.
Okay.
So she said what do you do? She said that I want to go to Baba's house.
Papa's house. Well, Papa is probably staying here all the time and visiting home once in a while.
That yesterday I told her, I was taking her somewhere. So I told, don't be naughty there. So she said, then if I'm not going to be naughty there, are you going to be naughty there?
So Stuti, welcome. Thank you for coming. I will ask Stuti to come here more often, and we would like to keep our office open for children. And one of the instructions given for the new office that it should be child friendly.
Not prayer, praise.
Praise.
Praise, not prayer.
Not praise, prayer.
Prayer.
It's not praise.
Okay, then in Marathi, stuti means
Prayer.
praising someone.
Yeah, that is also in Malayalam also it's praise. Okay, so good. So can I ask, how many of you have children? How many children of your children have visited this place? So that's a terrible number. We should have all our children. My daughter has come here, but now she's too big to be called a child anymore. So she has visited. So others, I saw Sonali's son last week, which was really wonderful, and many other children have had. Mile. It's so wonderful when Mile comes to office, which is who is Shweta's daughter, and Aryan as well. Where is Shweta? Oh, you're there. Okay. So it's good to. We are an organization for children, and we don't see children. It's a little funny, isn't it? So we need to have all children come here. Ashutosh's daughter is a fantastic artist. So is Mile. My room is actually got a lot of nice paintings by Mile and Ashutosh's daughter as well. And now she's learning to be a dancer. Isn't she? Bharatnatyam. Wonderful. So we like Bharatnatyam, Kuchipudi, disco, all kinds of, if children could come and distract us, and we probably break the silos even better.
Yeah.
So please, I welcome all children to be here. Your children, our children, to be here. And maybe we should have one Children's Day for our organization.
Yeah.
That'll be wonderful. And there are some very tiny ones. Charu has.
Now she's like
Yeah, 1 year is still small.
comes to office.
And Jyoti is here.
No.
Okay. Who are the other young mothers? And some of them have gone to deliver. One of them at least I know, Sonia. And
She's delivered.
oh, she delivered. So this should be on our news. Yeah, she's got a girl. How wonderful! How really wonderful! Yeah. So in this village in Dadri where we went to a community, a village, and there was this woman who was 4th time pregnant, and why is she pregnant again? Because 3 times it's been girls. So they should have a son. But whenever it's really good to have girls. I always say I have only a girl, and I think they are better.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. I think I want you to ask questions. I know I'm holding you back from your lunch. So questions, please. Questions, you want to express an opinion. I would like to, you to tell me, because I said that nobody is giving me ideas, opinions about office. I would like you to give your views. Yes. Great.
Give me 30 seconds.
Yes, sir.
On 18th March, those of you who have seen DRR or heard about disaster risk reduction work, we used to have something called HFA HOGO framework, which was officially signed up by 167 governments in 2005. So last week there was this world conference again in Sendai, which is, you have been there, eastern side of Japan, where there was a tsunami in 2011. So last week was a big event where 7,000 people were there. Save the Children, at least 7 or 8 members represented with Save the Children Japan doing a lot of work. So after a lot of negotiation, hard battles among the governments, so the new framework has been released on the 18th evening.
Is it called the Tokyo framework now?
No, it is called Sendai framework for action. And this is a 15-year framework.
Okay.
So it will be from 2015 to 2030. There used to be 5 priorities. This has now reduced to 4. But the hard battle with governments about accountability, quantifying the implementation data, etc., etc. But finally, it has been agreed. So, but in this particular framework, children have been specially mentioned. The previous one did not have. And I was able to beat our union minister there.
Yeah.
And also at the draft level, we had some input to bring children, so it has happened. So it's good news for us. And children are seen now as agents of change in the disaster risk reduction work.
Good.
So I will circulate the document.
Please do that, and thank you for representing us in that. What else? Who else? Questions, answers, solutions. Yeah, I'm unhappy because. I'm excited because. Please. I'm silent because.
Hungry.
Because I'm not hungry. Yes, why is not a tea there? Okay, then let me just continue. I would like to welcome and introduce some new people who are here. Milton, have you been introduced before?
I think through email only. Hi.
Okay, you probably know Milton because he's been around for 5 days, or a little more than that. And Milton comes also from this great company called Wipro, but he's been working in Philippines, and he has joined us as a manager for grants and finance. So it is really good to have you, Milton, and his for the little that I have seen, his what is more visible is that. Is the Excel skills, wonderful Excel skills. But I'm sure that is only a tool for delivering. But some of these things, if you're doing Excel well, you know that guy is good. And I think he is good. Very nice. So welcome, Milton. Welcome to the organization.
Thank you.
Yeah. And who else? And whoever else is getting up and to introduce, please. I know you are all good, that's why you're here. But if you could say briefly a little more about yourself and what you've been doing.
So I understand. So I'm Kavita Srivastava. I've joined the RM team here. I am in the individual donation part, and I'm going to be handling North and East. My prior work experience last organization was Cry Child Rights and I was doing similar work there. So it's good to be here. Thank you for that.
Have you moved from somewhere, or you mean in Delhi?
I've been in Bombay all my life. This was 2 years in Delhi. I was working with a banking institution for 10 years.
Okay.
Moved to CRY 6 years ago.
Okay.
Was in Delhi for 2 years working with CRY in a similar role, managing the North individual donation piece, and now I'm in Save the Children.
So welcome, Kapil.
Hi everyone, myself Swati, and I've joined the IT team. And my previous background is I've basically worked in grassroots organizations. So I worked on child rights, women enterprise, and also worked with member of parliament and done research work on FP lands. And I'm looking forward to work with Save the Children. I'm very happy that the office is shifting to Gurgaon.
You come from Gurgaon. That's why we hired you. So good, Swati. Welcome. Welcome. Is anybody else? Anybody else who's joined? Anybody else who has joined? Yeah. You know, yesterday I also met up at the UNICEF IKEA meeting, Priya, and she took a couple of selfies, and it's also on Facebook. It was good to see Priya, and she said that you know, she is in BBC, but she does miss Save the Children. I said, if you miss, you come back. Yeah, why BBC? So it's a good place to join, and it's a good place to come back to. Yeah. Is there anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Any other questions? That one, you know, at the tip of your tongue, but you held back. That question. Say something. Say. Everybody's saying that you have a question.
I was talking to Siddharth. No, I don't have a question, sorry. But I do actually.
Yeah.
About Gurgaon. Is there, I don't know, but is there space for crashes and play areas for children?
We are looking
is that
at
something.
We are definitely looking at that possibility. Yes, we are looking at it, because if we are all sitting out in the open, you know, we are saving 19 cabins. So we could 19 or more. How many cabins are? 23 cabins. We're just going to cut all that, and there should be enough space. And we got some nice pictures this morning from Save the Children US. They moved to this amazing, but the place that they had before was also amazing. It was waterfront and all that, and you know, when a couple of cyclones, you know, kind of destroyed, and it entered the first floor up to, and so they moved to a beautiful building, and we saw some pictures. Wonderful, marvelous. We won't have all that space, but some of the concepts and ideas, we sent it to Ashutosh, and we'll be sending it. So we really like it to be the best economical and functional office in town, like our London office, which is right in central London, which has won several awards for the best office in town. Okay. Does that answer the question? Yes. We really are trying to see how we can make it not just child friendly, and when children come, what they can do, and young mothers, whether they can bring their babies. Well, when I talk about young mothers, I'm talking about with reference to the baby's age. Less than a year. Okay. So you are a young mother. You qualify. 1 year. 1 year, 1 month. Yeah. Good. Any more questions while you are munching and crunching?
So,
yeah.
one question I have.
Sure, sir.
Is that in spite of all our good work, what we do in the field offices, why we fail to get a social impact award awarded by the government of India?
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, including Nobel Prizes, let me tell you that there is a lot of politics behind awards. We don't position ourselves to get awards. We could do that, but do we need it? I think the impact, the communities and the children should say that we've been impacted, or should the government of India. I'm not saying that we shouldn't get awards, but we definitely wouldn't position ourselves to get awards. Any other answers? I mean, why are we not getting awards? Sudeep, why are we getting no awards?
We just got that last year, the Bihar Innovation Certificate of Excellence.
We are getting some awards.
Which one? The ones that we compete and pitch for, I think those
Maybe a state level is something else, but at a national stage, we should, since we had been in this space and we had been doing the child rights, so at least some recognition from the government of India, and it will give a boost to the organization and to the staff as well.
One of the reasons is like government awards come to individuals. Most of the national awards go to individuals.
They can even me.
Yeah, right. But Save the Children is a big brand, and any individual can be thanked.
But children have won awards. Children have won awards for programs.
Yeah.
Rajasthan, West Bengal.
That's a good point here. Where we are working, the children who've been impacted by our work, they have won awards. Look at that girl, Anu Anwara. Yeah.
And there was Lati Samar in Rajasthan to 9 girls from our children groups.
So these
And then some of our
should be
staff
shared
members
with all
like
of us.
Gunjan just won that state award in Bihar.
I think you're just mentioned about Abhi getting that voice social impact award.
Yeah.
Because
You know one of the poster boys of Save the Children is Dr. Abhay Bang, the Kachuroli work. He has won, I don't know, zillions of awards. He's got several awards, the Social Impact Award from the government, etc. So as long as our partners, our children, the communities that we work in are somehow acknowledged, I think it's fine. But anyway, thank you for asking that question. Any other questions? Worries?
Almost when we order furniture from a new place,
Yeah.
we ensure that they are not, they're conducive to and not having repetitive strain injuries because the amount of computers we use, we have to have a monitor where we can adjust and a chair which is adjust, so that we keep in mind,
All such suggestions, please send to Ashutosh, and I will be welcome to look at that. And as I said, it has to be the best environment friendly, user friendly, and child friendly.
ergonomic and adjustable so that we have a adaptability for people not to injure themselves like Manav and others have also injured themselves working on the computer in a wrong posture.
Good idea. Yeah, we should look at that. Yes.
Yeah, like small things like PowerPoints, not being down but being up, because half the time they're just bending to put the laptop charger. So we'll give those.
Here also.
Yeah. So getting session calls.
And can we have a gym also there?
You get off at Huda Gymkhana, just jog it to the place that's about 800 meters. So that gives you 1.6 kilometers of jogging, and you can always go to the spa, 50% discount. What is it called, sir? Asian Vedic Sutra. Asian Vedic Sutra. So if it is 3,000 rupees, you get it at 1,500 rupees. So I hope there is not going to be domestic violence after this announcement. Any other questions? Because I think I've spoken too much. Good. So there are some birthdays, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Birthdays for the month of March. Shweta, Abhijit, Ram, Mishraji, Richa,
Can somebody go get
Chetna,
Mr.
Bhagirath, Ashutosh, Charu, Radhika. Radhika, Charu, Ashutosh, Bhagirath,
Monday भी है, next week है.
Mishraji, Abhijit and Shweta. Also, if we can have the new joiners, it's also Smriti's birthday. Also, if we can have the new joiners, Milton, Savita, Swati. New joiners. Welcome. Happy birthday.
Thank you.